Hey everyone, as always, Dylan, Miller Prospecting, and it is time! Alright, Lynch Mining, 5 gallons. Let me see if I can even pick this bad boy up. Oh, there we go. 5 gallons, Lynch Mining. Unfortunately, this is not their 1 ounce bucket that they used to sell. It is 5 gallons of Belmont. This my wife got me for Christmas last year. She was nice enough to email them. They were really nice. She had told them, she didn't tell them, I don't know if she told them it was for me or not. I have no idea about all this. She did tell them that it was to run through a gold cube. She wanted a lot of material to run through a gold cube. So they offered to send her Belmont. She asked for a 5 gallon bucket full, and they said Belmont. So she ordered the Belmont. I don't know what she paid. She won't tell me. All I know is the shipping. It cost $120 for shipping. So that's all I know. So this is not going to be a review for Lynch Mining. It was really nice of the company to put together a 5 gallon bucket for me for this challenge. And one of the things was originally, like I said, my wife bought me this so I could run it through the gold cube, as you can see behind me. But this material needs to be classified. And I decided, well, since it needs to be classified, why not run it through the Gold Rush Nugget bucket first? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it through this, take out the gold, see how much gold this recovers. Then I'll put all the gold back in this bucket, but I'm going to leave out the larger material. Then I'm going to run it through the gold cube and see how much gold it recovers. So this is more of a battle between the Gold Rush Nugget bucket and the gold cube. And we're going to see which one recovers more gold and if there's a big difference. Because this only costs about 125 bucks. This costs about 400 bucks. So we'll see. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to get into this. I have reviewed Belmont before, but I've never reviewed this much of their material. And I'm really just excited to go through this much material. So I have my Gold Rush bucket all set up. I have my pay dirt. I have some water here. I have a hose. I probably will cheat a little bit and just spray this with the hose as opposed to filling this over and over. But who knows, because it's a really hot day today. I really should have did this when the weather was nicer. Like a lot of you kept requesting me to do it earlier, and I kept putting it off. But here we go. So I am going to take this off. I've got my scoop. As you can see, a lot of material. And I'm going to start running it. So I'm going to fast forward this, let y'all listen to some really good music. And let's get to it. All right. I'm going to go turn on my fan because it's really hot in here. Alright, I'm back. Turned on my fan. I'm sure as you can probably maybe hear it. And let's start running some material. Now listen to some music. Let me tell you, this thing is a real pain in the butt to use. You use one hand like this and add water. Really a two-person job, but this really needs to be weighted down. I should have thought that before, where you just weigh the bucket down with something. You know, you may use some bungee cords so it doesn't move. So that way you only need one hand to do this. All right, now go listen to some music. I know you're saying to yourself, man, I was just getting into the music. Why do you keep stopping this and bugging me? I just wanted to show everyone this is what I found. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll clip to a picture of it really quickly right here. Really nice nugget. So I'm gonna put this to the side somewhere because it was in the top, so I would recover it. And just so you know, I am saving all this, and I will pan this out, and then I will pan out the little small thing in there. So I'm just gonna throw this back in there because I am gonna pan all the large material out. And then in the end, any gold I find, again, like I said, is gonna go back into this material. All the material that's kept in the bottom half of this bucket, nothing that's been screened out will go into the gold cube. So we're just gonna run this material with all the gold. So I'll be curious to see if it catches the big nuggets like that, as well as the fine gold. So, all right, now get back to listening to this really good music. You don't want to bend over that way. Camera's on.
Are you sweating in the camera? You're sweaty. You're sweating.
Love you.
Have fun.
This is taking a long time. This thing is really, really slow. As you might have seen, I've reviewed the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket before, and I'm definitely going to have to review it again, because I don't know if it's just because of this pay dirt itself, but it is really not screening through. I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but almost every single hole is clogged up. I mean, almost everyone, and I'm banging on here trying to get it undone. I mean, like I said, I don't know if it's just the shape of this stuff, which kind of is, you know, I know it's not crushed rock, but it's, a lot of it's square shaped, and these are square holes, and it's just clogging it up. It's a pain in the butt. I can really probably should be only doing one scoop at a time. And that's not a good thing to be doing one scoop at a time. I mean, if you're shoveling in buckets of water and all that. It's a really slow process, and again, I don't know if it's a pay dirt or what, but this thing is just not processing very fast. I mean, I'm having to clean it out way too often. And again, it might just be that this is the exact same size as all this, but alright, so let me go back to it. Let's go back to the music as well. I got about a quarter of it left, so let's knock this out. Alright, listen to enough music? Sure, you're tired of listening to music. It's probably better than what you're about to hear, which is my voice. But anyway, down to the last scoop. Just the last little bit. Oh, I don't want to tilt it too much and dump it out. Alright, so I should dump it in there. Spray a little water in the bucket, get rid of all the dregs. All right, one empty Lynch Mining bucket. There you go. I'm not advertising them very well. There you go. Lynch Mining's 5-gallon Belmont bucket complete. Just rinse this bad boy off and show you what I got. So there you go. Last scoop. Last nugget. There we go. Another one. So I found, I guess, what was that, 3 flat nuggets. So that's a nice one. This one's definitely heavy. This is a heavy one. One of those was really, really thin. I'm going to add it into my bigger stuff. So again, like I said too, this thing really, the nugget bucket was really slow. It's just not cleaning the material really quickly. Not as quickly as I thought or expected. So which is a shame, you know. I'll definitely be doing another review on this as well, and then I'm going to see if I can improve it, because right now it's not working as fast as I want it to, or as good as I want it to. Alright, so those are all done. Let's take this out. It's stuck in there. There we go. Alright, so tailings, this is what we have. This is about, I don't know if you'll be able to see. That's it. That's all the, I guess, what is it, 3/8 in the Gold Rush Nugget bucket? I'll have to look it up. I don't know. I believe it's 3/8 is the smallest size. So that's what that is. Probably about 1/3 of a bucket. I will pan that all out. I will rescreen this down to 1/4 inch because that's what the gold cube can handle. And then I will take all this material and run it all through the gold cube again. But before I do that, like I said, this is what I got. This is what the honey hole is. This is where all the gold is supposed to be. You're either supposed to find the gold in here or in these. So I will put this down before I end up spilling it somewhere. I'll put it inside this bucket so I don't lose it. So I'm going to go pan this back. You're about to see my gloves and a white table, and we're going to find out how much gold I find. So be right back. We have to clean all this out. Just going to clean it and put it in the tub. So we're going to just clean this off. And again, I will wait for all this to settle so I don't have as much, don't have anything floating around. And then I will come clean this out. And tomorrow, hopefully it's done by tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll run the gold cube. All right, there we go. All right, now I'm gonna be right back because I'm sweating like crazy. It's over 100 degrees in here. Be right back. Hey everyone, in the middle of panning all this stuff out, and I gotta say one thing. I mean, I'm gonna tell you some complaints about the nugget bucket that I don't like, but one of the things I really, really enjoy about the nugget bucket is when you're panning out what's been super concentrated into the little bowl. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but just as you're peeling off the layers, the gold just gets thicker and thicker as you get to the bottom. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can see that. And that is beautiful as you start getting down deeper into the little pile. You know, when I first started this, I am using a tablespoon. And every tablespoon I was getting maybe 1 or 2 pieces of gold, and every tablespoon keeps getting better and better and better. It's one thing I love about the nugget bucket is just this super concentrated stuff you get at the very bottom. So, all right, I've got to finish panning this out. Obviously, it's going to get a lot more difficult as I hit more and more of the black sands, which also go to the bottom, but the gold as well. So, I'll be right back. Show you all the results. I've got a lot of gold out of this thing so far, some beautiful gold, but I've got to find the rest of it. So, be right back. All right, finished panning out all of the concentrates I recovered from the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket, as well as the plus material, which is actually the screens. I think in the video earlier I stated that they were 3/8. It's actually the smaller screen is 1/8 and the larger screen is 3/16. So all that material I panned out, and I'm going to show you what I recovered in that, and then everything I recovered in that little bowl, this little bowl of concentrates. So let's show you. So everything in the plus material was, and I think I showed you as I found them in the thing, these 4 nuggets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weigh them up. We'll show you how much these weigh. I already have my scale on. Thought I hadn't turned it on yet, but I guess I did. So let's see. So this one is really, really flat. I don't know if you can, let's see. I'm not even holding it in front of the camera. This one is really, really thin. 0.5. So a half a gram, not bad. I mean, I'm not going to complain about a half a gram. All right, so let's see which one next. Let's do this one. 1.043. Now I don't know what my record is. I know it was over a gram, but I don't remember what it was. So then we got this nice little piece here. And 0.643, and then this one, and this one is really, really heavy. But again, as in my gold, I think it was Tom's that I found the over gram piece. That was my new record. This one is very, let's just say, unspectacular. You know, which is funny. Like you look at some of these other ones, like this one. See, this one is a really nice piece of gold. It's all chunky and looks like it's been mashed up and beat up, and this one's perfectly smooth. It's boring. So I wish this one was weighed more, but let's weigh up this one and see what it weighs. So 1.310. I don't know if that's a record. I have to look it up. I don't remember what it was. I think that is. So I think this might be the largest nugget I've ever recovered. I mean, I'm almost positive it is. So I'm going to call it, this is my new Nugget King. So all right, so this is what we recovered. Let's just weigh them all up at one time. So in the plus 1/8 material, I recovered 3.512 grams. I have to write this down because I need to keep track of all these numbers for when I do it up against the gold cube. So now, one of the problems I found with the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket, let me put these back in their little thing, and I will unzoom out because it's harder for me to tell what's in the camera, what's not. Now the problem I found with the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket was in that plus 1/8 material, I found even more gold. And unfortunately, none of this gold should have been in the larger material. So all of this should be, or should have been, in the concentrates, and it wasn't. This is all stuff that stuck to the material, just could not go through the classifier, because like I said in the video, that classifier was just getting junked up so bad. I mean, it was really hard to process all this material. So we're going to weigh this up and see how much, because typically if we would have been using that Gold Rush Nugget bucket out in a stream or something like that, we're not recovering this, we would have thrown this away. This would have been all material that would have been thrown away, because typically when you do the screens, you just run a metal detector over the screens or do a visual check for big nuggets. And none of these are big enough where if you just threw a pile of this dirt on the ground, you would see these. So, let's see. And I don't know if anyone has noticed, but I did get some new pans in. I'm a huge fan of blue pans. I love blue pans, and I've been trying to get these forever. But the company that makes these, SE, has changed the way they make these pans, and I don't like the new ones. So I've been hunting down some old ones. I had 8 orders go through. All 8 came with the new pans, even though I specifically asked for the old ones, and finally found these. But I'll be doing a review about these in a couple of days or next week or soon enough and tell you more about these pans. So, but just in case anyone noticed that I'm using a blue pan now, I know I'm using a blue pan. All right, so let's weigh this stuff up and see what we would have thrown away. I don't remember which one was this. Ah, that was the wrong one. 0.706 or 4. We'll just give it a second, because every time I say a number, it's going to change. So we're going to call it 0.704. It's moving now because I'm bumping the table where I'm writing. Or maybe not. We'll just let it go down. We'll just call it that. 0.7. Oh my gosh. I'm done. 0.07. We're going to just call it that. That's how much I would have lost. So that's not too good. This is what I would have thrown away if I'd have been out in the rivers. You know, that's almost a gram. That's about 30 bucks worth of gold I'd have thrown away. So, but now, how much gold did I find in the concentrates, in that little bowl? And I'm going to show you. I found even more gold, a ton of gold, a lot of gold. I mean, and like I said, I showed you earlier, that's the one thing I really, really enjoy about the Gold Rush Nugget bucket, is when you get down to that little cons bucket. As you scrape deeper and deeper into it, it just piles up the gold at the bottom, which makes it really exciting. You know, when you're in the top of it, you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting 1 or 2 pieces. And you just don't think there's a lot of gold in there. But once you start digging down, you see all the gold popping up. It's really beautiful, really a ton of fun. But let's weigh it up and see how much it recovered. Because these are new pans, the gold is sticking pretty bad. I did not season these pans because I don't want them seasoned, because I'm only going to be using them for this part of the video. I'm not going to be panning out of these pans. I have a blue pan that I've already seasoned. So I don't want these to have any more scratches, because I want these to be nice and pretty for videos. So, all right, let me get a little tray. We'll zero this tray out. And I need another one. All right. I just love the sound of when you're pouring it into something else. You can just hear it piling up. You know it's a good amount when you can keep hearing it pouring. I wish I was on one of those shows where they're recovering ounces at a time. That must be beautiful. But for now, I will take my grams. Let me see. I knew one little piece of gold went in the brush. I was trying to get it out. Go. All right, and a couple pieces went in here. Just making a big old mess today, but that's all right. I'm tired. I've been panning all this stuff out. All right. So we're gonna weigh this up. So I'll zoom in one more time. All right, so there we go. Making sure that was a rock and not a piece of gold. That's why you always use a white table so you can see. All right, there we go. 3.996. I'm calling it. So let me take this off and put it over here. That's what I'm having the hardest time, is making sure I keep everything separated, all the dirt separated, just so when I do the next video, the challenge, to see what the gold cube recovers out of all this, that I don't mess anything up. So I'm trying to make sure I get the weights correct. And I almost forgot to write that down. So now I know how much gold I recovered. Let me add it all up. You can add it up in your head. All right, so I recovered from the Gold Rush Nugget bucket 8.208 grams of gold. I should unzoom out. So we'll put those there, and this here. This is what I recovered, and I'm really happy with that. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that at all. A piece of gold got out. But all right, so I'm going to be back. I'm going to go put all this back into dirt, start all over, and we're going to see how much the gold cube recovers. It's got to recover at least 8.208, or the Gold Rush Nugget bucket wins out of this challenge. All right, so I'll be right back, and I'll be back in my garage in a second.